Welcome back for part 2. Here we go, chapter 5. Vocabulary should know, range of tolerance, fundamental niche, realized niche, niche generalist, and niche specialist. I won't be going over all of those. When it comes to animals, have niches. A niche is their role in the environment. And that area, or that niche, is determined by both abiotic and biotic factors. Abiotic mean non-living, and biotic is living. So, all animals have what we call a range of tolerance. That is their optimal range for every one of the abiotic conditions. So, temperature, precipitation, light intensity, pH, whatever it is, animals are going to have a preference. Some for more of a preference for things than others. All of those ideal conditions, if we find an area that has every single one of those ideal conditions for the abiotic factors for an organism, that is referred to as the organism's fundamental niche. It's where the organism technically could be. But it doesn't take any biotic factors into play. So once we've taken the biotic factors, competition, predation, disease, those kind of things, we end up with the realized niche. And this is where you actually find the organism. And the fact is, no two organisms can have the same niche at the same time. If they try to occupy the same niche, you're going to have high competition, and one of them is going to be eliminated. That's just not going to happen. They just can't handle that. So if we look over on the next page, and this is page 135, you'll see this is a graph showing range of tolerance. It can be any abiotic factor down here. It could be pH, temperature, light intensity, humidity, whatever. And animals are going to have their preferred. This is the preferred range from here to here. If they get outside that preferred range, they can survive, they can grow, but they're not going to reproduce. They're not going to be healthy enough to reproduce. And then if they get further out, they might survive, but they're not going to be very good. They're not going to grow. They're not going to reproduce. They're basically on death's door if they stay out here. And if they get any further out, they're going to die. Okay, so you have all those areas. Those end up being what we refer to as your range of tolerance. If you have, let me stick a sticky here so I can draw for you. So exciting to get to draw. If we have an area that has all the right fundamental niches. So in my forest, maybe this is the area in my forest, that has all the right abiotic factors for an organism. So this would be their fundamental niche. This is where we theoretically could find them. But in fact, because of abiotic or biotic factors, competition, disease, and stuff, this is where I actually find them. This is where they really occur. If I wanted to see this critter, this is where I need to go, because this is where they occur. That is your realized niche. Okay? That's the realized. This big one is the fundamental. Okay. So within that, we have niche generalists and niche specialists. These also sometimes can just be referred to as a generalist and a specialist. You can drop the niche kind of thing. A generalist is an organism that has a wide variety of conditions that they can exist in. These are animals that adapt well very quickly and very easily to new changes and everything. Think of raccoons and coyotes and possums and armadillos. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter. We move in, we make a community. They don't care. They'll live right along with us. Then you have niche specialists or just specialists. These are organisms that usually have a specialized lifestyle in some way. Specialized food stores, specialized habitat, specialized somehow. So things like, think panda and koala, organisms with special food sources. But it can also be animals that have a very specialized habitat need, very specific in some way, shape, or form. So those are going to be specialists. Your specialists are going to be much more likely to go extinct. Extinction is forever. It means you die out and you are gone. By the way, a word you might need to know, and I think you should know, is called extirpation. If you are extinct in a given area, like you are no longer, if Florida panther was to die out and go extinct, that's actually an extirpation because they are just a different species or different part of the group of the mountain lions, cougars, puma, whatever you want to call them. So that would be an extirpation. The mountain lion has been eliminated from Florida, but it still occurs in Texas and California and Colorado and stuff. So that's an extirpation. If an animal is extinct kind of in a given region, that's just an extirpation. If they're truly extinct, they're gone forever. And a specialized species, if changes occur, they're going to be much more likely to go extinct than something like a raccoon that can adapt to all different types of situations. Okay. Oops, skipped a page here. Okay, yeah, extinction. Okay, I guess I didn't do my sticky notes. That's okay. There's basically been 5 major extinction events. You should be a little familiar with them. Not too much. The 5th one was the dinosaurs, about 65 million years ago. We suspect that it was due to an asteroid or comet striking the Earth and changing the atmosphere. Here's what you need to know. We are considered that we are in the 6th major extinction event right at this time. It is the only extinction event that is man-made. We are causing it. We are causing it for several reasons. You guys, you're going to learn this in chapter 8, or 18. I call it HIPCO. Let me grab a sticky note. There are basically several reasons that organisms are going extinct due to us. And HIPCO, HIPCO. This is habitat. I usually think degradation. That can be habitat loss, habitat fragmentation, habitat degradation, in that the quality just goes down. We are taking lots of their habitat. We have invasive species. An invasive species is a non-native species that is impacting other organisms and outcompeting the native species and will eliminate the native species. Population. This is human population, because the human population, as we get larger, we lead to more degradation. We lead to all these other things. So if the human population goes up, all these other things occur again. Pollution. If you use this as a thing, be specific on what kind of pollution. Water pollution destroys aquatic species, that kind of thing. Climate change. We are destroying and losing biodiversity and species due to climate change because it is happening at a rate that they cannot handle. Polar bears are having a huge problem. They're kind of the poster child because they're losing their ice caps in the Arctic, and it's hurting. Over-harvesting. And this is us hunting and fishing everything to extinction. We're currently doing that with several different fish species. But as the human population goes up, that occurs more, that occurs more, that occurs more, this occurs more, and that occurs more. So these are the things. And by the way, habitat destruction is the #1 reason we are having the 6th major extinction event. Okie dokie. So that's chapter 5 in a nutshell. That was quick and easy. And again, if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to ask. I'd be happy to go over anything you don't understand in class. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.